للذين أحسنوا الحسنى وزيادة ولا يرهق وجوههم قتر ولا ذلة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, brothers and sisters and dear viewers, in our series of errors and correction. This show or this program, we mean by series of errors and correction to clear some errors that some Muslim may fall into, and also we mention the corrections also. In the previous episodes, we have covered many errors and we mentioned the correction. In this episode also, I'm going to tackle many errors also, Muslim, men or female, male or female could fall into. And one of the errors that a Muslim could follow is when he is actually spying on other people, when he's listening, trying to listen to something, is private, try to actually break into the privacy of other people. And this is, of course, one of the, and then he will, when he hear, then he will go and spread and convey it to other people. And this is actually one of the major errors that some people fall into. So Rasulullah has warned us. Rasulullah he said, first of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا, which means, don't spy on other. Don't spy on other people, because this is again one of the major error a Muslim could fall into. Rasulullah concerning this also said, من استمع إلى حديث قوم وهم له كارهون صب في أذنيه الأنك يوم القيامة ومن صور صورة عذب وكلف أن ينفخ فيها الروح وليس بنافخ. So he said, whoever a person, any person who listen to the talk of a group of people and they don't like him, they don't like that he should listen to them, they don't approve it, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, soar in his ear, something in his ear, and in that to pluck it completely is something, from hellfire. It will, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bore it in his ear in the day of judgment, and it will be plucked, and not only plucked, but it will be torturing him all the time. So also he said, من صور صورة عذب وكل فيها. Now let's talk about this tasweer. Let me clarify, brother and sister, about this tasweer. The tasweer means that you bring something, that you do something is not existing, that you take, you make an animal with your own hand, made of aluminum, made of wood, made of cloth, made of ice, all right? You just make a shape of an animal or human being. This is the one we call it tasweer. This is the real, the one of haram, or you make an animal or fish or bird or a human being with your own hand, whether it's a physical thing, something we can touch, or something you draw with your with your finger. You draw, you make a sketch, of an animal, or a sketch of a bird, or this is absolute. This is the one actually it is haram. But tasweer, which is spread out among, which mean photographing, okay, this is not haram, because this is, you did not done anything yourself. All the chemical and the film is already in the camera, and all what you did, you just press, the button, and then the flash goes. You haven't done anything. It's not the one you make that picture or that photo. This, all ulama, they said this is not the one we mean. This is not what Allah forbidden. The one Allah forbidden, the one I mentioned, the one you do, you make with your, idols, like those people who are worshipping idols, and like Buddha, they make something like they make animals. In India they have almost 3,000 gods, and they made their gods with their own hand. And any Muslim also made an animal or a bird or a fish or a human being, and you can touch, you can see whether, or you can see it. This is the one is haram. But photographing is not haram. Many ulama say that. And not only that, not only he is forbidden, and not only he is committing a sin, the one who made a physical animal, Allah will ask him to blow, to give him soul, to blow a soul in him. And of course he will not, he cannot. Only the soul is only in Allah's hands. Nobody have the ability, nobody can give soul, ruh, to anybody except Allah subhanahu. But Allah will ask this person who have made this physical animal or this physical bird or fish, Allah in the day of judgment will ask the person to blow and to give him soul. And of course he will not be able to do that. Also, my brother and sister, one of the errors many Muslims fall into is cursing each other, cursing at each other. Because cursing is a very bad habit, and is a very bad manner. And so we Muslim, we should not really curse each other. Even you're not supposed to curse an animal, because I will give you a story of a woman, inshallah. But listen what Rasulullah said, لَعْنُ الْمُؤْمِنْ كَقَتْلِهِ. He said, when you curse a person, it's exactly like you killed him. لَعْنُ الْمُؤْمِنْ كَقَتْلِهِ. So, don't ever curse a human being, especially a Muslim. I mean, the Muslim should not curse a Muslim. Also, abusing, insulting, each other is actually or considered actually a sin. Okay, and fighting the Muslim is considered a person a disbeliever. Rasulullah said, "Sibab al-Muslim fusuq wa qitalihi kufr." So insulting him is a sin, and also fighting him also considered to be disbelieving. Also, Rasulullah, I give you the story of a woman. A woman was riding a camel during the time of Rasulullah, and then something wrong with the camel, and then she was a she camel. So that woman, because the behavior of the she camel, that woman cursed her own she camel, and Rasulullah found out, or somebody told him about this. Then he said, take everything on that she camel, take it off. I mean, the load, the food, everything. He said, take it off and release that camel, let her go, because now she is cursed. So and we are not supposed to use her. We're not supposed to ride her anymore. So Rasulullah released that she camel, and he said, as long that lady have cursed that she camel, then we cannot use her, we cannot ride her. So he released her, and that she camel went by herself alone in the desert. This is very important, my brother and sister. We should not really curse even an animal, especially the one we use, a sheep, a goat, a cow, or a camel. The one you may eat it, or you may use it for yourself. And also, one of the errors some Muslims fall into, whether it's women or men, is actually not fulfilling the oath or the promise he did. This is one of the worst errors a Muslim could fall into. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَوْفُوا بِالْعَهْدِ إِنَّ الْعَهْدَ كَانَ مَسْئُولًا. وَأَوْفُوا بِالْعَهْدِ إِنَّ الْعَهْدَ كَانَ مَسْئُولًا. You should fulfill your promise. You should fulfill your oath, because the oath will be questioned in the day of judgment. Because the oath or the promise, it will be questioned in the day of judgment. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَوْفُوا بِالْعُقُودِ. O you believe, fulfill your promise. Fulfill your oath, the one you said. So very important, my sister, what we should be careful, because if you don't do that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish you for that. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَوْفُوا بِعَهْدِ اللَّهِ إِذَا عَهَدتُّمْ وَلَا تَنْقُضُوا الْأَيْمَانَ بَعْدَ تَوْكِيدِهَا. You should fulfill your promise when you promise, and don't release it, don't spoil it. And also, even when you give oath and swearing, you should fulfill your swear after you have approve it, after you swear it, because this is against also what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us. Brothers and sisters, we conclude our episode for this time. Looking forward to see you again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
للذين أحسنوا الحسنى وزيادة ولا يرهق وجوههم قتر ولا ذلة أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم